Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Three topics for this video. The first one, do you think that the British military is actively involved in conducting military operations in Ukraine against Russia? Well, we have here an operation conducted in the Tendra Spit. That is the Black Sea and the Dnieper River. I will show you where the Dnieper River flows into the Black Sea. There was an operation where the Ukrainians say that, well, special forces, but the Russians say, no, actually, it were British forces over there. But they don't call them British forces yet. They call them UK mercenaries. That's the first topic. The second topic, Donald Trump gives ultimatums to everybody. And then, obviously, when the ultimatums fall flat or are proven are just bluffs, he's just spinning the whole thing. So, Donald Trump sends Witkoff, Steve Witkoff, the Jewish envoy for Middle East, appointed by Trump. Imagine appointing an Iranian special envoy for the United States of America going to the Middle East and dealing with Israel. Immediately, these guys would cry, you know what I mean, a river. So he sends Witkoff from Netanyahu, who just visited in Jerusalem or in Israel, sends him to see Putin. Why? Why do you need to send Witkoff over there? Didn't you say that Russia has 10 more days? Now 8? What's more to be said? Well, Russia is not reacting. That's the problem. Therefore, this guy doesn't know what? My threats don't work on you? No. And then we find out that the United States of America's Senate proposes a, brace yourselves, $50 billion aid bill for Ukraine. I oppose that. Too bad, Emil. Fuck off. Basically, this is democracy. I disagree. I don't want $50 billion to send to anybody, but to us. Is it too hard to comprehend that? No, Emil, you are just dumb, because actually an investment in Ukraine will come back and will make our lives better and our freedoms protected and blah, blah, blah. Now, it's demonstratively true that the American standard of living and the ability to purchase, that is the dollar's power of purchasing in the United States of America, has been falling. Even after we won the Cold War. Well, that is, with $1 nowadays you buy less, obviously, than you bought in 1991. Why is that? And we earn less as power of purchase than in 1991, 1992, 1993. So if we, by destroying other countries, we will live better, that's not true. On the contrary, we will live worse. So then I'm talking per general. The middle class shrinks and so on. But some of them get, you know what I mean. So that thing with they protect our freedom of way of life, no, I don't buy it. You can demonstrate that is false. Numbers. All right, someone says, Emil, numbers don't lie. No, I'm not saying numbers lie. People using the numbers lie. Because if you use the numbers in certain ways, you lie. The numbers are there, but if you use them to fulfill your goals and your interests, then the numbers are the same, it's just how you use them. There was a medic who told me that. My personal doctor said that. Emil, numbers don't lie. I will tell you a story at the end of this. Maybe by then you get tired and go away. All right, let's start with the first topic. This comes from the Ukrainians, obviously. Ukrainian special forces carry out successful operation on Tendra Spit. This is July 29, 2025. So Ukrainian special forces. That means Ukrainians, correct? Correct. Ukrainian intelligence operatives have conducted, well, my glasses right here, a combat operation in the northern part of the Black Sea. Special forces landed on the Tendra Spit and eliminated a Russian military position. So the Russians had that position already, according to Defense Intelligence of Ukraine. On the night of July 28, intelligence operatives landed on the Tendra Spit and destroyed a Russian military position along with its personnel. Alright, a Zond electronic warfare system and a ROSA a radar station. Where is that located? Alright, so here is the map of Ukraine, and this is the Black Sea. This is where the Dnieper River flows into the Black Sea through here. And Tendra Spit is right here. This is what it is. So the Ukrainian special forces landed here and destroyed the Russians. And they also have a map provided by these guys right here. So this is the Dnieper River. This is the city of Kherson. North a little bit over there, you got Mykolaiv somewhere. And all right, so this is the way right here on the other map, as I indicated, right here, Kherson, Nikolaev over there. So this is where they landed. This is the Crimean Peninsula. But the Russians give us a different version. Now, who's lying? They both can lie. But who's lying? I will tell. United Kingdom mercenaries were involved in Ukrainian military botched landing on Tendra Spit. So from the Russian perspective, the Ukrainian military was botched right there. They didn't do anything. From the other guys, right there, man, we did it right there, successful. All right, the same as numbers don't lie. The British hirelings unsuccessfully tried to enter the Tendra Spit in the Kherson region, a source in the Russian security forces told Sputnik. The mercenaries were stationed and trained in the town of Ochakov, the source said. What's known about the botched operation? Russian forces thwarted an attempt by Ukrainian troops to take control of the Tendra Spit on July 28. The enemy suffered significant losses. Subsequently, a powerful strike hit the port of Ochakov in the Nikolaev region in an attempted launch point for Ukrainian amphibious forces. The attempted launch. Enemy activity was also detected near the Tendra Spit. The Ukrainian military's goal was to create a hype without any real benefit, Kherson region Governor Vladimir Saldo stressed. Now, there's no way for me, I don't know about you, to find out really what happened. Why? Because you have some group of people, two of them in this case, and they got into it over there. Something happened. And then they reported to their superiors and the guys who were monitoring it. And those guys told the media, the communique, we won. Both sides won. But who lost? I don't know. We probably. So there's no way for us to really know what happened because we have two opposing narratives here. The point why I picked this one is not because of the landing. My point for this is I don't want to say believe, but my opinion as a free human being, not assessment, opinion, which I'm allowed to express freely without being censored, is that the UK military is fighting in Ukraine under the disguise of volunteers. As I indicated before, they show up as homogeneous, not ethnic or racial homogeneous group, platoon in, let's say, in Poland. Over there they strip their military clothes, the British ones. They put the volunteer ones. They take pictures as volunteers. They put them right here in case they're shot dead and the Russians open that. They found the baboon. I'm a volunteer. And they are fighting under the same commanders, also volunteers. After they go there and do their whatever assignment, they go back. I don't know how much that could be. 5 months, 2 months, a week, 1 operation, 2 operations. They go back to Poland. They take away their volunteer clothes. They burn the volunteer, whatever they got, IDs, and they go back into serving for whatever country they come from. I think this is standard operation behavior. It's not something, oh my God, Emil, ooh. Don't think of this, that this is This is neither a conspiracy theory or nor something far-fetched. This is common practice in case of war. But anyway, that's why I picked this particular article. Now you can say you have no evidence. I don't intend to play baboon, okay? Let's go to Trump, who gives ultimatums, nobody cares, and then he makes noise. I'm here, but nobody cares. What does that tell you? They already figured him out. Ukrinform. Trump announces special envoy Witkoff's upcoming visit to Russia. Now, Witkoff visited his Jewish counterpart, the prime minister, but they're both brothers, both Jewish, Netanyahu, for the Middle East, but he's American. And then he's going to talk with the Russians, okay, negotiate with the Russians, but Zelensky is Jewish too. Do you understand? It's kind of like weird. Or maybe it's just me. It's just me? Okay. Imagine that the United States of America would have sent a special envoy to Russia, not a Jewish guy, but a Russian, ethnic Russian guy. Let's say Popov. Mr. Ivan Popov is the new, Ukraine-Russia envoy. What do you think the media will say? Immediately will point out, hey, he might have rather a little dog in the fight. He's ethnic Russian. You send him to deal with Zelensky. Zelensky is Jewish and Ukrainian. And the other guys are Russians. Are you crazy? Immediately the obvious will be pointed out. But here, not even a squeak. Mick. Nothing. Why? Don't wake up the imbeciles from their consumerism. U.S. President Trump has announced that his special envoy Steve Witkoff will travel to Russia in the coming days. Why is that? You gave them an ultimatum. They have 8 more days. And the Russians were like, do you remember, or maybe you're familiar with Alexander Emelianenko, the brother of Fedor Emelianenko, whom I like very much. I like them both. And watch some of his fights. And whenever he starts the fight, and they announce, and Alexander Emelianenko, and that's it. He's like, you just woke him up. To give him breakfast like a child. He's like, his hair is all fucked up. And he's like, that's how the Russians, I see the Russians when Trump is like little dogs, and the guy is like, what the? But anyway, it's just me again. So let's see what this guy wants to do. According to Trump, Witkoff will head to Russia following his visit to his native country, Palestine, where he is currently holding talks with Israeli officials regarding the situation in Gaza. Of the Palestinians, he represents Americans. Us! He's going to Russia, believe it or not. Trump said, I do believe it 100%. We're not immediately available any details. Yes, my friends, yes, I believe it. Believe it or not. But this guy is a buffoon. Trump sends Middle East envoy to Russia after Israel's stop. Now, did you ask this question? Did you think about it? This guy is Jewish. He's the Middle East envoy, but he goes to talk to the Europeans, supposedly, right here, Putin and Ukrainians. Neither Ukraine nor Russia are in the Middle East. Why is he going again? Just a coincidence. My friend, it's so clear what's going on here. Washington's special envoy in the Middle East will soon visit Russia. Yes, he's going to Israel and then to Russia, believe it or not. Okay. What do you think? Why do you think they sent Witkoff over there? Because this is how, as the Russians call it, megaphone diplomacy. That is, they come out and instead of discussing with you diplomatically, hey, what are we doing here? Okay, pakutsa, paka, then we're going to, and they say, okay, we discussed and this is what discussed. And you reveal whatever you want to reveal from the meeting. No, the Americans are like, we're gonna fuck them up, we're gonna destroy them, we're the best, yeah, give me some maybe some and not hee-haw. Nowadays is, I don't know what you heard about me, because that's America right now. So they have that one, and then they come and say, they said Witkoff to say, hey, sorry, Lavrov, we had to do it. I mean, after all, what the fuck is this? You know what this is? This is Hollywood kind of not serious thing. It's like a fake everything. And to clearly express what that is, and I'm going to give you this example, I think it was Rocky 3. With Stallone, remember Rocky 3? Okay, and then you had, was it Dolph Lundgren? Kyokushin, he was, I will break you. Remember that one? Do you remember when the guy goes to Russia, sorry, my bad, you should punch me in the face right now. Okay, thank you. In the Soviet Union, and everybody's like, squeak, squeak, da-dee-da-da-dee-da, that's all. Everybody's like serious and uptight, and blah, blah. And when they go to America to fight, there is, what's his name, Drag over there, and there's James Brown, ha! Living in America, everybody's dancing, asses movies, camel toes showing, all the American smoke, light, and all right, and he gets fucked up, if I remember correctly. So that's kind of what America is becoming more and more. Now I like that. Everything I said I like, except American getting beat up. But if he was weaker, then yes, he deserved that. But everything else with James Brown, 100%. So that's the same. These guys are talking megaphone diplomacy. We're gonna do living in America. We're gonna fuck all you up. I feel good. And then they, sorry, baby doll. I didn't mean that. What the fuck? Oh my. And let's go to the Senate proposing $50 billion in aid. You know what aid? When I hear aid, for me is band-aid. You know, they put a band-aid. You put we have a boo-boo, mommy, kiki, and they put it over there. Senate proposes $50 billion aid for Ukraine. What do you mean aid? Question, do we have everything solved in this country? Everything is good? We have money to give to everybody? Where do you think the money comes from? Eventually, you and I and our children and grandchildren. For what? To enrich some already rich interest. So, a bipartisan group, no, it's the Uni Party, that's how you have to start, of US senators has introduced a bill that will provide Ukraine with tens of billions of dollars in aid over the next 2 years. The Hill Pap was introduced by Senator Lisa Murkowski. I can only guess. I think you're Polish, if I remember correctly. I don't know if you know what I mean. The amount proposed is 50 billion, specifically 54. $54 billion actually. Right there. And we got Murkowski, president of the bill, Pakaraka, and here. The bill includes billions of dollars in military aid, not band-aid, no, military aid right there to Ukraine. But a significant portion, how much, of the funding is aimed at investing in the US defense industrial base. That means we're going to make a profit. We're going to make a kill of other people's misery. How do you feel about it? Ha! Living in America! I feel good! Fuck. All right, my friends, that's the way it is, my friends. My money, I don't want them to go over there. But this is democracy for you. You go and supposedly, no, you're allowed to go and cast a vote. You're allowed to cast a vote. Now, what happened to the vote later? Remember, numbers don't lie, Emil. No, I cast a vote. That's not a lie. I cast one. What happened with the vote? Whether I cast it? Don't talk about it. Right? And these guys are elected to represent your wishes. My wish is that those $50 billion don't go to Ukraine. Can you do anything, Emil? No. Work within the system. Vote next time for a different one who's going to be promised you we're going to go left. And when he gets in the office, he's going to go right. And you say, what the fuck? And you're going to say, vote next time. So that's how we always vote. But the guys that we vote for to represent us and our interests go the other way that they said in the campaigns. What's this? That tells you that someone else. They work for someone else, not for you. Let me tell you the story with numbers don't lie. And it's true. So this medic, I'm not going to, all right, this medic did some analysis, medical analysis, blood test and so on. Regular, I don't know, 6 months or 1 year, whatever it was. And he said that something is, some numbers are high. Not, how did he say, not clinically high, like, you're like dying or anything, because that's the way they do it. They scare you. Like you go, well, no, it's okay, it's fine with that. But if you don't tend it, it might turn into cancer. Oh my God, you already fucked me up. What do you mean it turns to cancer? Yeah, you can get, there are some cases, but not everyone gets it. Well, I want to hear more about it. Same with the cars. You go with the car and say, well, you got a problem with the shocks or some rod over there. Okay, how bad is it? Well, if it could, break while you drive 1,000 miles per hour and you die with your family. Oh, fuck! That's how they do. And then what do? Get pills. That's the whole goals. I'm going to prescribe you some medication to lower that shit. Anyway, so he was coming with some things like this, and I said, no, I don't think so. I don't feel bad at all. I feel good. No, I don't feel. If those numbers are the way they are over there, I should feel some effects. I don't know, feel tired. My cock go limp when I try to perform or something. I don't know, one of my eyelids falls all the time. Something. But no, I feel good, man. I'm all that. But no, you're sick. How the fuck I'm sick? And when they cannot prove things, they say it's genetically. Fuck you, you got me then, right? It might be. So I said, no, I don't think so. I feel good. I don't want to take the medications you want me blah 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 yet. And he said, what do you mean you don't trust the tests, the results? And I said, I'm not convinced that is exactly what's going on over there. I should feel, I should have side effects, or I feel bad. And he said, Emil, numbers don't lie. He tells me, I don't want to go into the what I have and what he, but I was like, what are you talking about? At that time I said, do you know where I work for? I work in investigations. I work with medical personnel. I work with this kind of tests. It's not that the numbers are wrong. I had cases when the medical results for Gigi were sent to Mimi. And from Mimi to Tsutsu, and Tsutsu Kaka and Poo 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 Poo. It happened before. And after you realize, and not only that, in my family and friends, people got, oh my God, I got cancer. And after that, you go to check out and say, oh my God, it was a mistake. It's someone else's medical test. So that's what I mean. There's some people over there with fucking 6-inch freaking nails that while they eat whatever they do, I don't want to say what exactly they eat, but click over there on the phone with a baby doll listening to 50 Cent or something, and then she puts it the wrong way. And then you get a doctor telling you, Emil, numbers don't lie. Motherfucker, have you been around the block a few times? I'm not saying numbers don't lie. I want to be tested again, I said, because maybe a baboon over there put the wrong fucking shit in my medical records. Is that possible? It happens all the time. Not all the time, but it happened a few times in my life. Not personal. But in my investigation field, you find out this and then you find out, oh my God, it was a mistake. And I know two people close to me that had the same thing. Oh my God, you have a problem. And does the test. Oh, they find out actually that was Gigi's test. How in the fuck? Well, I told you. I mean, some Chikong. And clink. Fuck off. Thank you very much for being with me again today. No, numbers don't lie, but some baboons can fuck you up like that. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.